So in this video, we're going to be talking about all the stuff that's kicking off with GameStop and the share price and all that stuff, and how basically a bunch of Redditors and people on Discord helped tank a hedge fund. Oh, not just one hedge fund, quite a few hedge funds, and apparently cost these hedge funds around $5 billion, and cause absolute havoc within the stock market to the point where even the US government is monitoring the situation because we know that poor people can't make money right off the stock market. So we'll cut to this video by someone called Tabitha Lipkin, and I think she probably explained this better than I ever could.
We're going to talk about GameStop and the stock market right now. Two things I probably didn't think I would be talking about today, but here we go. Buckle up. It's a brick and mortar store, and when the pandemic hit, obviously they had issues, and they announced that they were probably going to have to pivot online. First, they said, hey, we're going to have to close a bunch of stores. So people who were buying the stock, which was pretty cheap back in September at about $3.25, well, they bought it, and they were like, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to hold on to it. Hopefully, if GameStop does decide to pivot online, their stock price will go up, we'll sell it, we'll make some money. Well, as the stock prices began to soar, small investors decided to snap it up, and then Wall Street saw a chance to bet against that, meaning that they would short sell the stock. But when the internet got involved and said go ahead and buy up the stock, the people who were going to short sell, well, they were going to then lose money. So year to date, Wall Street, who's betted against it going up, has already lost about $5 billion, and that's increasing with people like Elon Musk tweeting. We're going to
So she explains it really well here, and a much better job than I could. And basically, it's about the share prices being really cheap. Wall Street, So some people bought the stocks, and in anticipation of the stock price going up as GameStop pivots online. And so what happened was Wall Street saw this and was like, well, because this stock price is going up, we don't think this company is sustainable. We're going to bet against this, and they put massive shares in shorting. GameStop and other companies. And so what shorting is that it involves borrowing a company's shares and selling them with the intention of buying them back at a cheaper price once the price is full. I know it kind of doesn't make sense. Shorting, like the definition of it is a bit of a weird definition, but basically it's betting against the company to fail. So what you're saying is this company will fail, and allegedly, I haven't seen enough evidence of this, but I know these types of people are the people that kind of would do this. Is what they'll do is they'll short one of the stocks, and they'll go on CNBC or something like that, and they'll start talking mad crap about this business, and that then further reduces the price of the stock, making them more money. So if we jump to the article here. So failing firm soars in value as amateurs buy stocks. So you can see here shares in US company soared more than 300% in the past week. The result of a fight between private and professional investors. So you can see here that it's caused a massive problem. You can see this company here, Melvin Capital, is one of the ones that lost so much money here. And we go to a Business Insider article where basically they talk about Steve Cohen's 72 Point and Ken Griffith's Citadel are investing 2.75 billion in Melvin Capital because that's how much they've lost. Melvin is down 30% this year as its short positions are getting hammered, and so what that means is they could make huge losses here because they bet against the company. So the further the stock price goes up, the more money they lose, and they're forced to close this position. So Steve Cohen's Point 72, Ken Griffith's Citadel, and other parties are ploughing a total of 2.75 billion into Melvin Capital. The hedge fund said on Monday they will receive non-controlling revenue shares in Melvin for return for their money. So what you've got is other billionaires having to pump loads of money into this hedge fund in order to keep their the hedge fund alive, their positions alive, because if you don't have enough money, then your position gets closed, and that's an instant loss. That's one of the reasons why they've invested so much money pumped so much money into this company. So scores of retail investors, including some members of Reddit forum are Wall Street banks, have targeted heavily shorted stocks in recent weeks. They drove GameStop's price up as much as 145% on Monday, Bed Bath & Beyond up 58%, and BlackBerry up 48%, as well as AMC up 39%. And one of the reasons why they did this wasn't one of the key reasons why this worked, is because they had enough people to do this, and because they noticed that these big hedge funds were betting against these companies in such vast amounts, to the point where if it goes the other way, if it swings the other way and the price goes up for the stocks because so many people are buying them, then these companies lose a ton of money. But the fact that people like games. A lot of these people are gamers, and they're betting for GameStop to fail. And the danger that some of the shorting does is that it means that when a company needs to generate money, when they go to sell stocks in order to generate money, they're going to get a lot less for it because the stocks are so low in price, in part because of these short sellers. And so that limits the amount of sort of money the company can generate, and therefore helps the company, further into decline. And so, these people are betting on companies' failure here, and I would not put it past them to start going on CNBC and bad mouthing companies in order to achieve that goal. So we go here. I think this is one of the better articles I read. So a $13 billion hedge fund has been left with huge losses after an army of amateur investors coordinating via social media pumped up the price of video game retailer GameStop tenfold in just a few weeks. Melvin Capital had bet against GameStop by short selling its shares, meaning it stood to gain if the price went down and lose if it went up. And so if GameStop went bankrupt, these hedge funders would have made a lot of money, and that's what they wanted to happen. But what they didn't anticipate was the internet coming back in, because the internet is undefeated. You do not mess with the internet. Members of the Reddit thread Wall Street Bets decide to pile into GameStop with the aim of pushing up the share price to inflict losses on short sellers, including Melvin Capital. The move, known as a short squeeze, saw GameStop's shares surge from a little over $17 at the start of the year to almost $150, and it's gone really high. And obviously Elon Musk got involved because he doesn't like short sellers either, and he really doesn't like Melvin Capital, so he also got involved. And he didn't directly encourage his supporters, but I think he knew what he was doing. Melvin Capital's boss Gabe Plotkin told CNBC that his fund had closed its position in GameStop on Tuesday. It came after Melvin Capital's backers Citadel and Point72 pumped almost $3 billion into the fund to keep it afloat, and that tells you how much of the losses that they made off shorting GameStop and these other companies, because they had to pump $3 billion in just to keep the hedge fund alive. Another short seller, Citron Research, was also stung by GameStop's meteoric rise. Citron boss Andrew Left told Bloomberg that he had covered most of the short position at 100% loss. So these people are losing tons of money here. And these people were banking on the failure of another company in order to make themselves money. So I don't have much sympathy for them, in all honesty. No sympathy whatsoever. So, amateur investors will face big losses when the share price returns to normal, but, that's another thing. Eventually, they probably will have to sell, but that'll be up to them. And, they're in control now. Reddit traders have turned their attention to AMC. And so what we're going to gather from this story is not just the fact that Reddit has basically mugged up a bunch of hedge funders. It's that these hedge funders, because the game is so rigged, they've managed to put some things in motion where it's going to stop. It's going to try and prevent this sort of stuff from happening. But we move, and you got this guy crying. As we look at these new technologies that are available, it's important for regulators to understand that manipulation is manipulation, whether it's happening through a new technology medium or a traditional way through mail. And the thing is, right, like I said, what these guys will do is they can short sell or buy a stock, and they'll go on a news organization like CNBC, and they'll push the narrative, which will push the stock price in the direction they want it to go. So it's not much different here compared to what the Redditors did. So, and this argument is pretty lame from these people. And also the key point is these Redditors could have lost tons of money if they didn't have the numbers to buy the stock. So they took a massive gamble and they won. They could have easily lost. And the difference is here, people like these hedge funders, when it comes to it, the taxman will bail them out because they've rigged the government. And so these Redditors didn't have that luxury. So these people have failed. They've lost money. I don't want to see a single dollar going to these hedge funders, because they gambled and lost. And that's the way the stock market, it's a massive gamble. It's not that different, in my opinion, from a football accumulator, because all you're doing is betting on confidence. How confident are people in a company? And what these guys do is they go on this new channel and they put in false confidence, or they put in confidence to say this company's going to do really well, blah blah blah, and they won't tell you that it's because they have stock, they have shares in them, or they'll go against the company in the other direction in order to make more money from their short positions. If that makes sense. So you can see the price of the stocks going very high very quickly in the space of a few days. You got here Biden team monitoring the situation because you can't let billionaire hedge funders lose money. And you see here the free market. They've put in here you got different apps saying that there are problems with this is the GameStop share and this is the AMC one, that there are issues, so you can't do trades with them because they got screwed. So basically these hedge funders got screwed and now they're pissed, and so they put words in with these apps in order to do this. We've seen that the Wall Street Bets Discord got shut down because apparently they dox people or something like that, which I call nonsense on, because if they did do anything wrong, Discord would have the evidence and they would have shown us that they've done something wrong, but they haven't. We keep going on. This is the share price now for GameStop. It's about $347 a share, which is ridiculous compared to how much it was not long ago. If you look here, 21st of January, $39 a share. It's gone up, about 10 times, which is just insane. We keep going. Melvin Capital is apparently facing bankruptcy, and its CEO owns an iPhone. Curious. So basically saying that this Melvin Capital, their CEO, is going bankrupt, and yet my man, he's still got money. So don't be asking for no taxman bailout. The White House monitoring the situation, which is embarrassing because this has nothing to do with the White House unless they're going to put in regulatory changes. But then, why are you doing that now? When you had things like insider trading going on with the likes of Kelly Loeffler and the other three, Dianne Feinstein, all these people, you didn't do anything. And now suddenly, because a bunch of people got together on Discord and Reddit, you're getting pissed. You're mad. It's embarrassing. It shows you that the system is rigged. If Joe Biden steps in here, it shows you how rigged the system is. We keep going on. Melvin Capital hedge fund targeted by a Reddit board closes out GameStop short position. This is a few days ago, but this is just hilarious. That they got mugged, and they can be as mad about it as they want, but this is the game and this is how it's played, and they lost. And we go to our final tweet here. The Robinhood is no longer allowing users to do anything but close out their game or AMC positions. Hard to put into words how outrageous that is. Much more acutely the definition of manipulating the market. And so basically these apps are no longer allowing people to buy shares in these two companies because of the massive jump to people buying these stocks, because they want the stock to still crash. Clearly Robinhood, I read someone else's tweet where they basically said that Citadel invests a lot of money into Robinhood, and that's why, or not, sorry, invest a lot of money, but Robinhood make a lot of money off Citadel. That's probably one of the reasons why they've done this. But it's very BS what's happened here, to put it lightly. That basically the hedge funders have lost here, and you can see all the people rallying to help them out, including the apps. The government potentially could step in because a bunch of Redditors got involved and basically help. A bunch of Redditors and people on Discord managed to get in to the stock market and basically destroy the system they had built, which was that they were making money off companies' failures. They have been making money off companies' failures, and now they got a taste of their own medicine. It's just crazy what's happened here, and I don't know what more to say, to be honest. But if you wanna, I'll link all this stuff below. This video, shouts out to Tabitha Lipkin. This video is very helpful in helping me to understand what was going on, because I know very little about the stock market. Apart from that, it's investing, putting money into stocks is a gamble, and there are times when you will lose. And what's happened is these people have lost, and now they're mad. And you play the game, you roll the dice, and you lost. Deal with it. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, as you tell poor people, and get a proper job. If this ain't for you, if investing ain't the job for you, get a proper job. Get a 9 to 5. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. I've rambled on long enough. Hopefully this video was clear enough that people understand what I was trying to say, because this isn't my area of expertise. But short sellers have lost $5 billion this year. Enjoy your loss. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.